this thing's gonna break. I'm like afraid of the one time it's just gonna go under my weight.
If it does it during recording, I'm gonna laugh.
VidGamesFTW.
Whoa,
Also, that guy's just getting perpetually hit.
is he?
Well, one died.
One was. Well, I killed one right now. Anyway, welcome back. Okay, so. Oh,
And then now he's. Oh well, okay.
I'm not even gonna attempt that. So we just had a good little moment. Should we share it on the show?
I mean.
Oh, I thought I could like grab onto that. So the pinky bear is up here. Only problem is I don't. Legitimately, you have to go all the way down that way, but there is a way to cheat the system. Somehow, not that way.
If there is a way, I don't remember what it is.
We could bring this dude over here. See, he like auto double jumps us, so it's kind of hard to do it. Anyway, our grandma almost choked on a little piece of orange.
Yeah.
All we heard was like her coughing really hard, and we went over and gave her water immediately. It reminds. We were telling little choking stories right now. It was really funny.
We were recalling moments where we could have died.
Okay, well, they were never that extreme.
Well, I know.
I only thought I was gonna die as a kid because I had those little microwavable tiny pizzas from like the Red Baron or whatever it's called.
The Red Baron.
And I'm kind of weird sometimes when I eat my pizza. When I eat certain pizza, what I'll do is I'll whether it's actual pizza from like a pizza place or like little microwavable pizzas like that, where what I'll do is I'll take the cheese off and then I'll scoop off with my finger and eat it the sauce. Then I'll eat the actual bread itself and save the cheese for last. So one time I did that with one of these Baron pizzas, and I started choking on the cheese because it was just this glob of cheese, and I thought I was gonna die. I started crying afterwards. Meanwhile, this guy's gonna eat us. Speaking of eating, who put him behind here? Why is he right here next to a freaking avalanche? That takes 1,000 years to uncover the stairs that are right here.
Alright.
Eventually the stairs will be revealed. At some point the stairs will be... There they are. Jesus. It's not even the wall that's fading out. They're fading in. All this just to get a crystal and another diorama.
Alright.
What was your story?
Like I said, I don't remember. I just remember I'm like all I know is that I must have choked on like something that like. So I've choked on many things where
Cool.
I've had those little moments, but I mean, and they've rarely ever happened. But I don't remember any specific one that happened that comes to mind at the moment.
We could talk about getting the wind knocked out of ourselves, but before that, let's hear Droopy over here talk.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, I think I have something you want, sir, please, sir. Do you have coins for a starving postgraduate?
Mr. Macaroni.
Sir? Anything, sir, coins or even some macaroni. I'll gladly give you some.
I love this guy's voice. I used to crack up as a kid when I heard him. He is so funny. He is one of the only ones right now, I think, or immediately, like, you know, soon, that will buy his crystal off of because, we'll buy his crystal because he's just funny. Yeah, one time I tried to kick a football to one of my friends in elementary school, and I slipped Charlie Brown style, except it wasn't very funny because I fell on my back and knocked the wind out of myself, and I thought I was going to die. I remember it distinctly. It was a Friday because it was like in 5th grade or so.
It was
A Drizzly Tuesday.
It was a Drizzly Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
No, I was gonna say it was a Dark Friday.
Anyway, what happened was, there's another one. Oh, here's how to do it. Okay, whatever. Here's another diorama. So, don't press this button or a fat guy will fall on top of you eating ice cream. Where was he? Anyway. I was either in 5th or 6th grade. Probably 5th. I want to say it feels like it was 5th grade, because I get to choose where I go. Oh, okay, or not. Whoa.
And you're back at the beginning.
Well, I can get these guys.
More coins.
I thought I was gonna do it automatically. I didn't think I had to choose where I was gonna be sprung over to. I was in basketball. I actually used to do basketball in school for 2 years.
He was a ball for 2 years.
Thanks. And so, yeah, I remember we had practice. No, an actual game that day. And this was during recess.
Oh, it was the same day?
Yes. Remember how like
remember
it was like recess? You know, fucking like
Oh, yes.
little elementary school recess. So we had, well, it wasn't even recess actually. It was just the beginning of the day. You know how you have the beginning of the day,
Yeah.
and then you hang out and you play with your friends and stuff until the first class or whatever starts, or class starts.
Yeah.
Well, our school was really stupid. I don't know why they did this, what the little enforcement was, but it was like, oh, you need to, like, there's gonna be a bell that rings and you have to freeze.
That was...
And
yeah.
then once whoever says so, or another bell rings, or whatever, then you can head off. It was stupid.
It was like once they gave the signal to
Yeah.
line up to
was-
go to class, it was... Yeah.
It was so weird and dumb. But sometimes we were little fucking stupid rebels and we didn't want to freeze. And so right as they were about to give the signal, while we were all supposed to be frozen, I freaking kicked. We were the only time that my friend and I were ever. Messing around with a football. It was just to play catch or whatever. I made that cool. And I freaking kicked it. And like I said, Troy Brown style, I slipped because it was like
It was wet grass.
Yeah, wet grass. And I slammed my back against the floor. It was the first time I ever not doing it myself. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
First time I ever not doing it myself. And I thought I was gonna die. And I just remember like I'm not gonna make it to the game. I'm like what's gonna like happen with Mom, Grandma Victor.
And that's just basically your... That's your...
So I
knocked out of the wind story.
Yeah, I could barely croak out to my friend like, get a teacher, and like, so I couldn't talk. And he ran off to go get a teacher, and that's where I was like, I wasn't like crying or anything. It was like I was like panicking. I mean, I was panicking, but it was more of like I don't know what to do because I can't really move right now. And like literally as they showed up, I finally got air back in my lungs. I took a big ass breath. Now that's where I first learned the term knocking the wind out of yourself. I didn't know that that's a thing that could happen.
Yeah.
That happened to you. You said what? Oh, god damn it! What happened to you again? So I don't remember.
Okay, so yeah, my choking is like, oh my god.
This control sucks.
Wow.
Who thought that was a good idea to spring you around and
to give you just freaking
ugh?
airtime like nothing else.
Man, this one right here.
Well, my story is similar to yours, except that for me, I made the choice to knock the wind out of myself without even realizing. So, oh my god. So I was in summer school at another elementary school, like way further down.
Yeah.
And fucking I forget when it
Oh,
happened.
there it is.
I was just messing around or whatever. Or no, it was either during...
Okay, that's pointless.
What was it? It was either during, like, the recess point or lunch or something. It played out similar because it was during one of those times, and it was, like, near the end of that period of time of just being, like, out of the classrooms and whatnot. So, fucking... I'm not gonna say the name of the elementary school, but the it had an amphitheater.
Yeah.
And what grade was I in? I think it was before I switched elementary schools. But I think so. It was either before or after, or like a little after, but I think it was before. it was like the first time I actually like been to like an amphitheater like at a school. So I didn't know it was called an amphitheater then until I switched schools. But in the amphitheater area there were these stairs that led up to like a little higher elevated level. And if you went straight there were like all of the classrooms like on that side. And I forgot where we entered in, but it was basically like if you were in the amphitheater and you were looking straight at it, then you would see like the classes in one area, and then like to your like right or something there was like a big ass building that was the cafeteria. And so it was before it was either before recess or lunch ended. And by the stairs there were these like pillar things, these like rectangular like pillars. And I was sitting on one of them, and I was like minding my own business or something, because I wasn't like hanging around with anyone. And so I was just, and I was sitting at the edge, dangling my feet down, looking down at the ground. And for whatever reason, the thought in my mind that popped up was,
this would be funny.
I was like, well, I guess I was like bored or some shit, because I looked down and I'm like, I wonder. And so I stood up to my full length, at least as like I stood up on the pillar and looked down, and I was like, that doesn't look too far down. So I took a little moment to prepare myself, and I jumped off, landed on the ground, and the force of when I landed on the ground was enough to knock the wind out of me, because when I landed, I felt a pain in my back.
Yeah.
But I couldn't like breathe.
Yeah.
So I was stuck, and I made this face like I was in pain, but I couldn't like emote.
Express it. Yeah.
I couldn't express it, and no one around
That's fucking
terrifying.
terrifying.
And like no one was really like noticing that something was wrong with me.
Yeah.
Until like when as everyone else was going to the classrooms, like where they were supposed to go, someone noticed that I was standing there, and as they were walking towards me, I was starting to slowly get air back in me. And by the time they were by my side, I was like able to like start moving around, and I was just like, oh my god.
That shit is fucking that feeling is terrifying.
It was,
I
because
don't
I
thought
I was gonna die in that moment.
I never want to
like,
experience that ever again.
I can still remember that feeling, because like I can feel it, and it doesn't even I don't even get a feeling in my back when I think about it. I feel it in my chest, because of how like I had to like, it was basically like holding your breath.
Yeah, it just, you can't do anything.
Yeah, it was just, it was scary.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling.
But the major difference between our stories is that you did it by accident, I did it intentionally, without even thinking.
It reminds me of that,
because I always do that.
It reminds me of that scene from Baby's Day Out when they're on the construction site.
Oh my god.
And the one burly dude like falls or whatever, or he has to jump because of something, and then when he does so, he lands perfectly on his feet on the bottom like area, but the pressure like, oh shit, the pressure like just makes him like kind of like stand still for a minute, and then he just flops over because of the
I think I remember that scene actually. It's been a long time since I saw that movie.
I've discovered another shortcut.
This has Tyrant Ice, doesn't it?
I think. I don't remember.
I think that's what this is for, if I remember correctly.
Oh, La Brea carpets.
La Brea carpets.
Which sounds more like carpet and not tar pit, which is what the pun is.
Yeah. There's a crystal up top.
But first we have to... Oi! The greatest character to ever grace the Crash series is going to be revealed right here. The Lava Shark. It's the Lava Shark.
And you can also just apparently swim in the lava. At least Crash can.
Yeah.
Because he's powerful like that.
Extinction Party.
Cool.
Whoa.
We don't kish.
What is all this business? What the? Jesus.
There's probably like a whoop whoop somewhere.
Well, I already found the area of which you like get a ton of coins.
Maybe it was just there, just because.
How many do we need here? 12. We have
3,
4.
4.
Okay, well, we'll get 10 from these. We'll get up to 10 from these races. Okay, bye.
It's kind of that you just fell.
Plus the one that we're gonna get up there in a little bit. Just trying to cruise places.
Oh, there's where you can get Nina's.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and do
outfit.
that right now. So I have more than enough. Oh my god, hi penguins. Penguin, you ain't dead. I think I already made that joke. I might have already,
probably.
I think. Oof. You are now dead. Oof, you are dead. You're dead to me. Give me. Get me stuck in the well.
Wait, what? Timmy's in the well? Lead the way, boy!
Yeah, that's just Harnell. Let me give a job to that creepy Cortex
Timmy's
kid.
fine. You want me to give a job to that weird Cortex kid?
Oh, weird Cortex kid. I thought I said creepy.
Well, look here. I'm not just gonna give away a job to somebody who wants it. I'll need about a dump truck of money before I give a job to that scary kid.
Okay, 1,500. That's not really much, but alright.
Okay, buddy. This should be enough money to.
That is so just Harnell. Like once you know his voice, like I never knew that as a kid. But sorry, dude. But once you hear his voice and you know him, like
It's like when you try to hear Jess Harnell's voice on AFV. Like you wouldn't know it's him until they say
what was it? It wasn't until I started listening to. I watched a few interviews and stuff with him that I really listened to his voice and I'm like, wait a minute, he sounds like the AV announcer. And then I just then recalled every time Tom Bergeron would be like, okay, tell them what they want or whatever. He'll say, tell them what they want, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my god, how did I not put 2 and 2 together?
Actually, I think he made that realization one time when AV was still on the old AV was still on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I was just watching it.
Crap.
I think like you came in at a part and heard like
Jess and I had like a facepalm moment.
Yeah, and that's like when you made that connection, like right then and there. Because then I asked you, I was like, "What are you talking about?" And you were like, "That's Jess Harnell." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Oh my god."
Oh my god.
We've been listening to Jess Harnell this whole time.
I mean, who's also, you know, Spyro and Hunter in Hero's Tale.
Yeah.
And as Hunter in Hero's Tale, he sounds kind of like that Pargadrone. It doesn't take much to start learning how certain voice actors sound, no matter what role they're in. I want to say we've talked about that on the show before. I think, anyway. The more you start listening to a voice actor, whether it's in their interviews or just the roles they've done, you start picking out, if it's obvious enough, because some actors are so good, like sometimes it's hard to pick out certain voices, or you don't find out until way later that they were a certain voice.
It's like how you, like when you always hear Charles Martinet as Mario, but then like you play Skyrim and you just listen to this random dragon and you think that can't be that could be I almost said Jess Harnell. That can't be Charles Martinet, and it is. And it's like, holy shit. Yeah. It's like you wouldn't know.
He was also a character, I forgot who it was. He's also a character in one of the Ratchet & Clank games.
Really?
He's a little robot guy, yeah.
Oh.
Let's go ahead and buy this dude's crystal because it's really funny.
Oh, currency. Delicious currency. Now at last, I can eat. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
He goes,
much.
"Pit.
Here's your power
Spit
crystal.
in my mask."
Take that, student loan. Tuh. I spit in my mask.
I love his voice.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Should we do the next one?
Yeah. First, let me go find the third. Or did I already do it? Did I get the third racetrack unlocked?
We haven't found it yet.
This one's the second one.
That's the second.
Wait,
one.
no, yeah, we did. Hold on.
The La Brea card one.
Yeah, it was over here.
We found fossil.
The battle one was over to the right. And then there was one up
That-
over here.
that
Yeah,
one's-
the checkered flag's right there. Yeah, okay.
This
we did
was
it.
Tire and Ice.
Okay, then we got all 3 of them. Okay, well, we'll start doing races, and I think we are done with everything here. In terms of, we got that. We can do, we don't need that. Did we give everything to everyone? I'm sure we...
We did. We just didn't talk to anyone besides Nina.
Oh, Nina was the only one.
Nina was the only one we needed to like get the second.
Okay, well, we'll go
tier
do
stuff.
that next time, so I guess tune in next time, and we'll,
Cause we already got pretty much everything. It's just doing the tracks, and that's it.
Well, I'm also thinking, okay, we have 5, 6, we needed 12, right?
10.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 12. Yeah, it's 12.
That was 12.
So, yeah, okay, then we have 6 now. We can do the races first, since we're already here, and then we'll have enough to do the gem,
Yeah.
and then go back, and before we put it into, what's the other one called? I keep wanting to say Astronaut, that's the last one. Toontown. Then we can do that and give Nina her thing and start all the tier 3 stuff.
Alright.
Plan! Tune next time. We have a plan.
Yeah, it's been 20 minutes. This is gonna take fucking forever.
Hooray for almost dying, but not.